Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. It's 10 o'clock. It's a special commissioner court. We're going to open it up for a public hearing. Hearing none, close it. Do call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum here. Mr. Gene is out today. His wife is having health issues today, and we condolences off of him, and our prayers are off this family also. Acknowledging the guests here today. And number one is to deliberate and consider action on the following items: discuss and if appropriate, approve reimbursement for DebCog for changes in mass communication provider Genesis. And Mr. Olam.
This is something that we've been working on probably about 6 months through DebCog. I'm a member of their Homeland Security Advisory Committee, and they wanted to pursue a grant for a COG-wide mass notification system. They did. It was denied, but then they came back later and said they would give them half the money. And so Mr. Hunt has agreed to pay this through DebCog funds, and then he's just needing a commitment from the counties or those jurisdictions that we will pay our part back. And I think Elizabeth should have this in your package. And it will be $1,178.62. And that will be we won't have to pay that this year. That will come out of next year's budget. We have $5,400 is what we've had in the past for our emergency notification system. And so there's a substantial drop there for that. And plus it will be COG wide.
All the other counties in the COG have agreed to do so.
I see Nacogdoches County is not on this list, so I'm not sure, what's going on there with them. There was, this was kind of brushed up a little bit because some of the jurisdictions, their contract expired September the 1st with the company they have, the provider they have now. Ours goes through December 31st, so we're not in a time bind like some of those counties are. So.
Will ours take effect January the 1st, or when will ours take effect?
The email that Candy sent, as soon as the COG gets the grant money, they'll go ahead because some of these jurisdictions are needing it pretty quick. They're waiting on the money from through the grant, and that's usually not available till October. So I'm not sure how they're going to work some of those jurisdictions out. They're going to go ahead and implement that, and I'm assuming that we can go ahead and make the change over then for that at no cost. That's what the representative from Genesis, which is the new system, that's what he said. Everybody can come on as soon as it's paid, and then they wouldn't worry about the different time frames of people's current provider expiring.
Any more questions, Mr. Olam? If not, I hear a motion.
I make that motion.
Second. Motion is made, Mr. Benson, second, Mr. Palmer. Will approve the reimbursement to DebCog for changes in mass communication provided by Genesis. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hearing none, pass. Number two, discuss and appropriate approve adding County Road 2178 to Precinct 3 Maintenance Road. And this is presented with Mr. Fomby.
Okay, this is a project that I've been working on probably now for 2 or 3 years up in the Toledo Bend area off of 255, which is, if you go down Quail Drive, it turns into 2168 that goes into the National Forest. There was a 10-acre tract that was purchased 4 years ago now, 5 years ago now, from a lady up there. Purchased the property and figured out that she didn't have a road easement in there to that piece of property. It is right on the bank of the water. It's on the west side of the lake. Well, after she figured out that she didn't have an easement to that piece of property, she went back to the Forest Service and she purchased an easement to that piece of property. Along with the easement, the agreement that she had with the Forestry Service that she would hire an engineer and they would put that road in, her engineer spec. And I assume they used a TxDOT spec on that road. So, after that was done, she had all that took care of. She sold the piece of property to someone else. But someone else took the same engineering firm and the National Forest, and they put that road into that piece of property using TxDOT specs to that piece of property, which they had to. And the National Forest was the inspector of the road. Now the property is being sold again, and they're gonna break it up, not as a subdivision, but as 1 acre tracts on the west side of the lake up there. That will be our last, piece of ground up there on Toledo Bend on the south end being sold now. There's no more land up there to be sold. And, best I could tell, there's a little, not a problem, but it's an issue of it not being a designated easement going into that piece of property that they're having a little trouble with. So I've been talking to them now for 4 or 5 months. I got John to help me with some paperwork back and forth with them. And, since they have went to the extreme of putting that road in there, I think that it's suitable for precinct 3 to take it as a county road. It won't be a lot of repairs. It's about 2,000 square foot. They did it by the spec of that engineer. So, it's a really good road going in there. So precinct 3, I would like the court to add 2178 to my precinct, if you would. And that makes all that financing problem, but I think when it gets down to it, the banks now are getting so funny about an easement to a piece of property that they're getting really, really nitpicking on. And this will make all that go away for those 7 1 acre plots in there for those people. It's going to be a pretty high end house and piece of property when it's all said and done with. I was told the lots are going to go for $300,000 a piece. So the county's going to collect quite a few taxes off of that. And I don't mind assuming that because it's done right. I watched the road being put in, the National Forest seen it being put in. So I feel very comfortable with taking that road with the process that they went through to put it in. And I went through DECCOG and I got a 911 and they gave it County Road 2178. That'll be added to my maintenance. And I'm asking the court to approve that for me.
Okay, in the law book, it says that any road is took on responsibilities of the county, it is built to the county standards. So I'm asking you, in your opinion, was this road built in county standards?
More.
It's about TxDOT standards should surpass ours. I'll make that motion. How many feet, linear feet?
2,000, right at 2,000 feet.
Is there a second?
I second.
Motion been made, Mr. White, second, Mr. Benson, that we approve adding the County Road 2178 to Precinct 3 Maintenance Road. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hearing none, passed. Number 3, discuss and appropriate authorize disposal of salvage equipment for Newton County for Precinct 2, 3, and 4. And this is equipment that this is salvage stuff that maybe not all of it be salvaged, but maybe some of it may be running. And, we're just approving a contract, well, not a contract, but, to sell this disposal of salvage equipment for these three precincts.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion is made, Mr. Plummer, second, Mr. White, that we authorize disposal of the salvage equipment for Newton County Precinct 2, 3, and 4. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, carried, none passed. Number 4, discuss and approve contract for auctioneerexpress.com to sell the salvage equipment for precinct 2, 3, and 4. And this is the same equipment we're talking about, it's just authorizing the contract. And Ms. Courtney has looked at this contract and has, approved.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made, Mr. Von, second, Mr. White, to approve the contract with Auctioneer Express Contract, .com to sell the salvage equipment for 2, 3, and 4. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, here none passed. Number 5 is discuss and appropriate approve 2022 budget amendment to move $55,000 from road material to, 031-612-340 to 35,000 to building repair and maintenance to 31-612-450 and $20,000 to equipment repair and maintenance to 31-062-451. Mr. Benson.
Yes, we are just transferring from one line to the other line because, that double wide we bought is costing me more hooking it up than what IT and all that. I done got 20 in it and I need to build 2 porches. So I need to transfer money, finish completing my building. I had a lot of downtime on my P, my KW, and I need money to fix my equipment. So I'm taking it from the, road maintenance, so I get my equipment repaired.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made, Mr. Palmer, second, Mr. White, will approve the 2022 budget amendment for Mr. Benson to move the money from one account to another. Any more discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Same sign opposed, here none passed. Number 6 is discuss and approve appointment of Dr. Richard Riggins to a licensed position by the Texas Board of Medical Examiners as the health doctor for the Newton Jasper Health District. They did have Dr. Spencer, and so they've changed it to Dr. Riggins. We just need approval of the board, the commissioners.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made, Mr. Benson, second, Mr. White. We approve the appointment of Dr. Riggins to the Jasper Newton Health District Health Board. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, here none passed. Okay, number 7 is to identify and approve surplus Newton County real property to sell per approval for the regular session of Commissioner Court. It'll be back on the 18th that y'all authorize it, but now I need to approval of any identified project or properties y'all want to sell.
Thought you had them picked out.
I just picked out some yesterday, you know, wasn't no discussions, but if that's something y'all wanted, if that's the ones y'all want to identify, I think, I'll have my secretary to identify all the properties in which we do own in Newton County and, how many was it? About 400 properties that the county owns. Some of them is through the buyout program, but, they wouldn't be for sale, but.
Right.
I'm just saying that we've got 400 projects or properties, and they're going through them now, separating what could be and what couldn't be.
So you want,
That's property that's not on tax roll that we could be, getting taxes
so
on.
you want to start with the 4 acres and the store and the 128? Is that what you want to start? Is that enough or we need to? Is that enough to start with?
That's enough to get started. We can add them to as we go.
Okay.
I think it ought to be consideration that we sell part of the prison. But we don't have to do that today.
Okay.
But to identify what you're saying, the 129 acres, the 4 acres, and the old grocery store down in Dewville.
Okay.
So, okay, we'll get started with that.
What about the camp on Trap Creek? What, did we ever get that lined out?
We do have that lined out, and I'll be bringing that, or we can go ahead and identify it now.
I would, if we can.
It was a piece of property. It was belonged to a church that was donated to the county down on 41, is it? 4102. And I think it's about 3 acres. All right.
It's right about.
And I've got some interest in person wanting to buy it. We're going through agent, so I will tell him about it.
Okay.
So that's 4102.
I also have, some interest in my old shop here.
Okay. And that's your old shop
Yes.
location.
On that church.
Okay.
All this gonna go through real estate, right?
That's right. It's going, we're going through, Ben Hancock. And, so he'll be our agent. And, he needs a property identified, and meets and bounds to where he can actually say, well, it's so many acres or whatever. So this is what he needs for identification. Okay, any more?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 properties.
5.
That'll get him started.
Okay, I hear a motion on that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion been made, Mr. Fonby, and second, Mr. White. We sell, surplus Newton County real property. And they're identified as, I'm gonna just say for the 129 acres out here on 63, or 190. The 4 acres is south, 87, no grocery stores in Dewville. The 3 acres is on 4102. And, Mr. White's old location of shop is up in the middle of Burkeville. So that would be the 3. So is any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Thanks, sign opposed. Hear none, pass. Discussion and appropriate approve the listing agreement with Hancock, sale of the surplus property per approval of just what we just said for the July the 18th, item 8. So this is approving Hancock Real Estate through real property and through commercial property, not real property, but, farm and ranch property. There'd be two contracts, for just the land, it'd be, farm and ranch, and for the commercial, it'd be, commercial agreement. Here, a motion.
I make that motion. The staff. Another 8.
I second.
Motion been made, Mr. White, and second, Mr. Benson, we approve Hancock, Real Estate to sell our real property or surplus property of Newton County. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Here, none passed. Number 9, to discuss and appropriately approve the bid for baling the 4x5 round bales of hay, approximately 70 acres of Newton County enterprise facility. I think, Ms. Sherry.
Okay, we received 4 bids. Actually, we received 5, but one came in after the deadline, so we had to disqualify that bidder. We received a bid from Kenneth Brooks. You guys should have all the backup. His was it wasn't broke down per bale, it was $510 for the whole bill. Okay, bid from Terry Smith, $5 per bale. Bid from Sonia Porter, $5.50 a bale, or per bale. And bid from Dusty Spivey for $2 per bale, plus $25 per square bale, or 25 cents per square bale. So I'm asking the court, the first one is the highest bidder was Sonia Porter, was $5.50 per bale.
We're gonna go by the bale, or we're gonna go by what they're gonna
That's how
do?
it was worded. I mean, unless you want to do by the field. And Dusty Spivey also mentioned in his that if he was awarded, the grounds will be fertilized for future seasons, starting in 2023. That, coming from a hay person, that means a lot.
No, that's what I,
Fertilizer is very expensive.
yeah, somebody,
Whatever you guys, he's the only one that made that note.
yeah, did you underline it like that? Somebody
It's
underline
not
it?
on it.
Okay.
I'm not a hay man, but how many bales to get out per acre? Round bales,
Average three an acre,
3.
2.5.
It's dry this year. I don't know that you're gonna get.
One.
Yeah, no. Because I know the hay field that we have, we're not even getting.
I'll tell you this afternoon, because they're gonna blow mine this afternoon.
It's not a good year. You hear me, Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
Our hay field, we're not even getting a quarter of the hay.
Yeah.
that we normally get.
I'm gonna, do we have a voice here? Do we have an opinion? Or
Well, I think the maintenance,
I'm gonna say
So is
that.
this land out here, this land is not gonna be sold, this is my question. Is it gonna be sold?
Oh, I can't answer that. We're talking about right now. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the fertilizer in the ground.
Is that in the ballpark per round? That $2 a roll, is that adding the fertilizer to that and averaging the price?
A ton of fertilizer right now is $1,400. It'll be way more than anything that's wrote on here, I can tell you.
well, you, hey, man, how many tons you think it'd take to do?
I would say 300, I would say it's a minimum of 300 pounds per acre. Now, the judge does more, and there's several people in here that, what do you do, Sherry?
Mine has a use of different kind of fertilizer and he uses fertilizer.
Okay.
I know my feet.
Well, you know what it costs.
Right now it's $1,200.
Well, you know what it costs.
Yeah,
so.
we don't use the liquid.
Yeah, okay.
How long this contract be for? Just this summer?
Would hope it was agreed.
We have it on there.
The contract that we'll be billing will be automatically renewed for a year. For 1 year, it'll be automatically renewed and renegotiated price for next year.
So we renegotiate.
The minimum- The minimum time of cutting will be 2 cuttings a year. So that's stipulations I'm gonna put in the contract. Now, if
Is that correct?
if y'all were to go with the fertilizer application, then we, put in the contract that it will require whatever y'all say per acre and receipts off. I mean, you could take fertilized hay, go out there with a handful of fertilizer, go out there and be fertilized hay. But, I think we'll put a minimum on it. If that's something y'all want to go with. Say,
Well, just my opinion, you know, if you cut a pine tree, it's best to replant for next harvest. And I think fertilizer would be a good investment for this field. My opinion. I make a motion to do Dusty Spike.
You want to make a motion that we, go with a $2 per bale and 25 cents per square bale? Good.
And fertilize the field.
Yeah, and that's, hey, he said that in his contract, or in his bid. Okay, you make that a motion, Mr. Benson. Anybody want a second?
Second.
Motion been made, Mr. Benson, second, Mr. Palmby. We accept, Mr. Spivey's bid for $2 a bale. And, it could be expressed in the contract that it'd be fertilized and be cut twice a year. And, so, any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Same sign opposed. Here none passed. Okay, we're down to item number 10. That's discussion approve the paying of the bill period of, July the 30th. Is that right?
No, these bills are going through 8/17 from, yes. The checks will be cut today,
8/17.
2022.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Sherry.
General fund, 160,282.23. District County State Fund, $3.42. Road and Bridge General, $4,485.66. Road and Bridge Precinct 4, $85,564.72. Courthouse Security, $4.79. VAW Grant, $23.28. Commissioners Special Precinct 1, $14,833.25. Commissioner Special Precinct 2, $20,201.26. Commissioner Special Precinct 3, $3,677.94. Commissioner Special Precinct 4, $18,391.79. Dedicated Road Precinct 2, $1,029.61. Regular Preservation, $1,243.08. Solid Waste Disposal, $11,161.80. Voter Registration, $20.12. Law Library, $201. Newton County Library, $864.42. Historical Operating, $190.84. District Attorney Contraband, $595.70. FEMA grants, $1,253. Newton County Enterprise Facility, $283.75. And Technology Fund, $748.93. For a total of all funds, $325,059.59. I also wanted to bring up in these bills right here, there were some unbudgeted items I spoke about yesterday at the budget workshop. Where we have to pay a HAMA grant CARES back for COVID for expenditures that we did not receive for $7,879.81. We were audited from TAC, which is Texas Association of Counties, for unemployment from 2017 to 2021. And we have to repay, to build up our fund balance, reserve fund balance there, we're in the negative, and we need to pay $45,871.40.
You're just mentioning that, right?
Yes, I'm just mentioning it because they weren't budgeted items. So anything that's unbudgeted, I want to bring to attention just so that you guys know that we have to pay it. Also, I had to take this money right here, which we're going to have you sign today under contingency because that's the only way. And you'd already signed the other.
And here, motion to pay the bills, we all accept them, we bring it or what?
Please, Judge.
I'll make it motion.
I second that. Gotta pay.
Motion been made by Mr. Palmer, and second from Mr. Benson, we'll pay the bills. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Same sign opposed. Hearing none, passed. Here, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made, Mr. White, second, Mr. Benson, we adjourned at, 10:35. You.
I know.
Here, this one.